Is Wallace Gator Bradley, Dr. Wallace Gator Bradley, and I'm the host of the Bradley Report. We got a very interesting show today, and it's dealing with the computation of Larry Hoover's time that Trump gave him the pardon. No, he commuted his sentence to the time considered served. So he's out the federal, what can I say? He's no longer a part of the federal institution. He's now back in Illinois, for what I understand. There's a big push where people are praying that the Governor JB Pritzker release Larry Hoover. You're going to see where his family went to Springfield. There's a host of people saying, free him. Some elected officials. Then you got a lot of people saying, don't free him. And I'm saying, free him. Because God says it's time for him to be free. The man been locked up for over a half a century. How is he a threat when the institution here has pardoned individuals? There was known murderers that used axes and all that type of thing, you know what I mean? The person that did the murder accepted his responsibility for doing the murder, and he was released after doing 20 years. So I'm going to let you, our viewing audience, be the judge of that, based off of one thing, in my opinion. God don't make no mistakes. It wasn't time for Larry to come out when Barack Obama was the president. It wasn't time for him to come out when Trump was the president. It wasn't time for him to come out when Biden was the president. This time, God has touched Trump's heart for him to release Larry from the federal, for it to come to Illinois for the governor to give him the freedom. God dictates everything. I don't care what you say, good or bad. But that's my spin. This show is presented by United in Peace, Inc. I'm also president of United in Peace, Inc. The chairman of United in Peace, Inc. is also the producer of the show, and we talked about the very issues to put out here so our viewing audience can form their own opinion. And her name is Dr. Terry Marsh Bradley. So without further ado, Amani, let's hit this first piece.
Family of Chicago gang kingpin Larry Hoover urged Governor Pritzker to follow the lead of President Trump and commute Hoover's sentence. Hoover's wife, son, and about a dozen family members met with some of the governor's staff members. They're asking the governor for a state commutation of Hoover's 200-year prison sentence for ordering the murder of a rival gang member back in 1973. Now, earlier this week, President Trump commuted Hoover's life sentence on federal convictions for running the gangster disciple street gang while behind bars. Hoover had been serving time at the Supermax federal prison in Colorado on those federal charges, but still faces prison here in Illinois unless the governor takes action. A spokesperson for the governor would not say whether he's considering a commutation. Hoover's family was joined by 3 Chicago lawmakers who say Hoover is now a changed man.
I went to institution at the same time, Stateville, and we were functioning illiterates. And what I put it this way, he's changed. They know he's changed. He's no longer the king of the gangster disciple. They know that. He's no longer the chairman of the gangster disciple. Everybody knows that. So anyone that make mention that, hey, I'm doing this on the king's name, I'm doing it on the chairman's name, you doing that because you want to do it, okay? He ain't told you to do it. He ain't looking for you to do it, okay? So, again, I know that all things work when God wanted to work. I've got him pardoned by the grace and mercy of God and people that was praying for me. Miss Winnie Jenkins Hoover has put out an open letter to the governor's wife, asking her if she could talk to the governor. Everybody is saying talk to the governor. I believe that the governor is going to pardon Larry Hoover, Mr. Larry Hoover, because I know his heart. I met him before he announced that he was going to run for governor the first time. And I studied him. And I saw where he had spent $100 million to help free the wrongfully convicted and those who were unjustly sentenced. And I said, that's a man that should be governor, because I have not seen a governor since Governor Ryan, in the name of redemption, fairness, and humanity. So when me and this brother Rick that has a show called The Original, it's OG, but it ain't Original Gangsters. It's Original Gentlemen. His show is about showing our history and where we came from to where we are, so that the young adults can understand what's happening, and the older adults can remember not to be afraid to tell their children about their life stories. Okay, Sister Monty, let's go to work.
Mr. Hoover were to be released, I think he would do more good than we could even imagine about bad. This is a human being who has sit in those walls, changed his mind, his mentality, his focus, and he can come out here and he can say things to our young people that will change their lives. OG, 2 letters that define respect. I created the original OGs to document the forgotten parts of American history. I want to recognize and give a voice to the men and women that have climbed to the top of their game. The men and women this marquee have been authenticated as original OGs. Welcome to my world, a world of the originals, the unique. Welcome to the original OGs. A special announcement and a special conversation. Me and my man Gator Bradley. This is my man, 100 grand, man. How you doing,
man?
You dig?
Ain't no joke about that.
Hey,
man.
look, man. The big news about Larry. We know he's been commuted. Mm-hmm. You know, we had this conversation maybe a year ago, and we were talking about how we could assist and aid Mr. Hoover in transitioning and coming back home. Mm-hmm. Now we're in a space where Trump has just commuted him and he has to come back to Illinois. Now we're facing a situation with Governor Pritzker. Mm-hmm. I know that's your man.
Yeah.
What does his chances look like?
I'll put it this way. I'm going to keep it simple so your viewing audience can understand about me being an urban translator.
Yes, sir.
That question was asked from various medias that was coming to me. And I told them this. Mandela had ANC. And they put Mandela and his members from the ANC on an island, breaking these rocks, knowing that the sulfur or the fumes of those rocks was meant to kill them.
Exactly.
And yet God let him get free because he had to let the world know he wasn't going to be about the old ANC that was been dealing with the violence and doing all that.
Right.
What was Mandela's wife's name? They scratched their head.
Wow.
And I say, Wendy.
Wendy Mandela.
I say, and Larry. He put it out to the world to know, no longer call me the chairman. Not with the gangster disciple no more, and we talked about that.
Yes, sir.
A year ago.
Yes, sir.
He come out publicly. He was in an institution where he couldn't even say gangs. He couldn't even say, I want to send a message from the institution to tell the gangs, stop the violence.
Exactly.
They say, if you mention gangs or anything about gangs, we gonna make the punishment more.
We don't want to hear nothing about you trying to communicate,
was able
period.
To lay it out through the court system, his message, and let it be known, because the prosecutors and the judge wanted him to tell the gangs or the people to get out the gangs. And he let them know, I can mention it here, but they won't allow me to mention the word gangs and institution.
Bam.
I'm saying that to say this. That was a wonderful thing that Trump did. People say it should have been done with Barack Obama, where God said it wasn't time for it to happen.
And white folks said it wasn't time.
People said Trump didn't do it the first time. Well, it wasn't right by God for it to happen.
Hello.
Biden didn't do it when it was his turn, but Biden did free Shorty G, gave him a pardon. So it comes back to Trump. He's the president, and he gets it.
Bam.
And he pardoned him. Still by God's mercy.
Amen.
And I'm saying that to say this to your viewing audience. What's Larry Hoover's wife's name?
Wendy. So here we go again.
So here we are. To your viewing audience, and me and you talk about it, over cigars and
Yes,
things.
sir.
And the thing is this, we asking everyone to say to God be the glory and to let it be known that we all are praying that God touch Governor JB Pritzker's heart and soul and allow him to come into the righteous spirit and pardon Larry Hoover.
Oh, without a doubt, brother.
Because you and I talking like we talking and like we walking.
Amen, like we always do.
I'm saying this. any article that you see that said what has transpired with Larry Hoover, I'm asking you to take that piece and I'm asking you to put it through your social media network, but this the message that you put with it. To God be the glory.
Yes, sir.
We are praying to God to touch the heart and the soul of Governor JB Pritzker in the name of redemption, in the name of humanity, in the name of fairness, so that Governor JB Pritzker can pardon Larry Hoover.
Yes, sir. You know, interesting, because we want to communicate with people that we are God-fearing people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the original gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just about everybody that sits here have been down that road of a gangster.
Ain't no question.
You know, but we have humbled ourselves. We're back in a space where we put God first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make no
That's
mistake
it.
about
Right,
that.
that's right.
You know, let's make no mistake about that. But, you know, hey, brother, we support you. We're praying for you, man. Like Gator said, man, hey, to God be the glory, brother, and He's sending you home. We here for you.
Ain't no question.
Now, there's something else going on here we want to talk about right quick. Your doctorate's degree.
Yes, sir.
When are we going to receive that?
Amen. On June the 20th, and
All
I'm
right.
going to get the flyer to you or whatever it is, but June the 20th, my pastor and your buddy, Chief Apostle William McCoy, from the Brothers Keepers Church
Yes, sir.
and organization I pay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. June 20th, I would officially, ceremonially,
Yes, sir.
become Reverend Doctor.
Oh, yes,
Wallace
sir.
Bradley.
Yes, sir.
I'm headstrong about God's mercy and grace, and I share this with everybody. Has been doing it since 1991.
Yes, sir.
God gave Larry a vision. He gave us all visions,
Yes, sir.
but He gave Larry Hoover a vision.
Yes, sir.
It's because He realized the multitude of people that He had influenced, whether He wanted to or not.
Yes, sir.
And I put it in His spirit that it was time to transform.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
Not being accredited by a man to be transformed
Yes, sir.
in that spirit. And it went from gangster disciple to growth and development, from a negative to a positive.
Yes, sir.
So when the brothers and the sisters, and especially that guy Ronald Safer, that keep talking, I can't believe Larry out, like he's greater than thou. But if you Google the appeal of Larry Hoover's case,
Yes, sir.
and you see the wrong that Ronald Safer did, to the point that one of the appellate court judges showed the wrong things that he did. He didn't seal the tapes. He didn't do all the right things. So he walked around and he talked so like he's so. But the focus is this, not the battle with Safer.
Hello?
President Trump did the right thing, because there's levels to this.
Yes, sir.
Whether the court gave him what Trump just gave him, it had to come from the federal
Exactly.
first,
Exactly.
okay? It couldn't come from the governor first.
Start at the top.
That's right. And I'm saying that, Brother Rick, so your viewing audience can understand. As powerful as Trump is, and he is the president,
Don't forget that.
but there's a system that he has to adhere to. With all the power that he has, he can't even give himself a pardon, because is a state charge, and only the governor of New York can give him a pardon. Same thing here.
Imagine that.
Just the education of what it is. And I'm speaking about it as an urban translator.
Yes, sir.
I got a pardon.
Hello?
With that being known about the process.
Exactly.
You always ask the question, how can Larry do what he can do? The power, in my opinion, of the OGs
Yes, sir.
is letting individuals, not just in Chicago, but around the world,
Thank you.
understand the responsibility that we all have, because
Hello.
finally we have a show that tells our story.
Hello. Doing our thing
It's
and
our
keeping
story.
God first.
Right. And the thing is this, man. Back to the process that can work and may already be working. Because Governor JB Pritzker, what made me go with him before anybody else went with him,
Hello.
and was waiting for the re-election, was because of what he was doing for the wrongfully convicted and the unjust.
Hello. My man.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
And you know,
Oh, yes.
I was a walking billboard. Had
Yes,
a
sir.
picture of me and him.
Yes, sir.
Elect JB Pritzker, but at the bottom it said, "To God be the glory."
Yes, sir. As we say, wasn't no
And-
shame in your game.
None. And I'm letting your viewing audience know, because Rick, we always say at the end of the day, it's we the people.
Hey, without a doubt.
And we the people, like I tell everybody, they better listen. They tune in
Believe that.
to the OG. Seeing you interviewing Walter, and you're going to interview the mayor, you're going to interview the people that want to be the governor.
Yes, sir. Mr.
Because-
Pritzker,
Right.
we here for you.
We all got to stay prayerful. It works. And whether I got on a tie or ascot on my collar, and again, I'm saying, whatever story that you pick, Google it, you're going to find out almost 1,000 stories of Larry Hoover sentence being commuted by President Trump. And what you're going to hear is they going to say, it's still got to be finished by the governor of Illinois,
Hello.
JB Pritzker. Put that prayer out there like that. That way it transcends the politics.
You know, I'll say this respectfully to Governor Pritzker. I believe that if Mr. Hoover were to be released, I think he would do more good than we could even imagine about bad. This is a human being who has sit in those walls, changed his mind, his mentality, his focus.
You better listen.
And he can come out here and he can say things to our young people that would change their lives. He has that much weight, you know, in a positive sense. I don't believe for 1 minute that Mr. Hoover plans to come out here and participate in any foolishness whatsoever.
None.
You know, he doesn't have time for that, man. I believe that his value can help change some of the ridiculousness that we have going on with our young people, those that are participating in it. And
No. I just want to say, I know the power of God and the power of prayer. And I pray, and I want to say to God be the glory. And I pray that JB Pritzker would touch the heart and soul. No, I pray that God would touch the heart and soul of JB Pritzker so that he can pardon or commute Larry Hoover's sentence to time considered served. To God be the glory. That's Gator's story.